Hi, my name is Mani. Welcome. In this video, we'll be looking into my art travel bag. God has blessed me to be able to create art and find joy in creating it. And using this bag gives me the accessibility to create art wherever. That means in my living room, in the front porch, or if I want to go somewhere like the park, wherever I am, I could create with this bag. So first up, we have my travel brushes, and that little pocket is perfect to keep all of these in, and my little water dropper. So these travel brushes are the silver brush, and these right here are the Neptune, the Neptune brushes. I have 4, 6, 8, and 10. The points kind of aren't that great, but that's why I have these silver brushes, and the 4 and the 6 is what I have in those, and they're great for the points, and I use them when I need like details, and I use the other Neptunes when I need like kind of major washes. And this right here is my little dropper. I use it for, re-wetting my palette. Next up, we have my pens, my waterproof pens, that I use for like during the date and whatnot. So that's my 0.6. I have 2.5s. Don't really need them. Don't know I have 2 of them, but you never know. So I have this one, and then I also have this one. And then I have my 0.1, which does that really fine detail, which I really like that one. Next up, my white gouache that I take with me, and then my washi tape to make borders. And actually that I only literally had like 2 inches left on that roll, so I have to get a new roll to put in there. But yeah, those fit nicely in that pocket. In this little itty bitty pocket, I have my eraser. So I have the regular eraser and then that little kneaded eraser. So here you could see that those pockets, they had like flaps that go over, so I couldn't like put anything big in there. So I just snipped them right on off, and I cut them. So I mean, doesn't look nice, but it works. And so here is my favorite pencil ever. It feels great to write with. It's in a 0.3. It's the Graph Gear Pentel. Next is my watercolor travel palette. I have the Etcher mini palette. I think it's the 37 wells. And I have my little water cup, which is a little collapsible one that I got from Amazon. It goes whoopity whoop, doopity doop, close it up, and it fits perfectly without making the bag too bulky. So here, like the first day that I had this, I broke it. So be careful if you have that at your palette, but Gorilla Glue saved the day, and I haven't had a problem since. Like I glued it, held it together with my dear life, and as you can see, you can still see the cracks, but the water doesn't mess it up or nothing. The paints were fine, so we all good, and I'm able to still paint and use it, because that would have been tragic. So that is that main palette right there, and inside I have my little swatches, so I just know that's how many colors that I have in the palette. And then I also have a white gouache, so I just know what they look like. And that just so happens, so this came with this little water cup, and it just so happens to fit perfectly on the Etcher palette. And so I use that little cap to keep it safe, so we can prevent another crack, and we do not want the crack. So it gives a little bit of friction so it doesn't slide off the table and whatnot. And so here is the mixing palette. So pretty simple, pretty basic. It's small, but for me it does the job. Like I thought it would be too small, but I haven't had a problem. If I need more space, I just create a gray, or I wipe it off, sacrifice some paint for another space. But yeah, so I really do love using this. It's portable. I love the porcelain and or the ceramic, whatever. When I'm mixing the watercolors, because I don't know, I like it better. So next up we have my sketchbook. So this is a Amazon sketchbook. I got, I think, 3 of these for like $17 or something like that, and the paper is really good for practice. It's no pressure because it's cheap, but it is still really good paper, even though it's not like cotton watercolor paper, but it still does an amazing job. So what I'm doing here is, like, if I'm out side sketching, or even if whenever I'm using this, if I'm only painting half a page, that clips on, so it doesn't fall and crack again. So it clips on, keep it safe, and it's easy to, like, go back and forth and paint like that. So that's really helpful, having those spirals there and having that little clip right there. So here's my viewfinder. I've only used it like one time so far, but it was still really helpful to get a good composition and really kind of dial in like what's going on outside, because it can be kind of hectic when you're outside and there's so many things to see. Last but not least is an old t-shirt that I use for blotting out the excess water, excess color, and it's just a t-shirt that I cut up into a piece, and it's nice and thin, so I'm able to fold it pretty flat, and it can fit into this travel bag. That wraps everything up for this video. In the description below, there's a link for all the products that are talked about in this art travel bag. If this video was helpful for you, definitely leave a comment below, like the video, and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day. Bye.